with a jazz structure, pop vibe, and spiritual focus, I believe is a unicorn for me so far. And I wanted to explain just a little bit about this song. Some of you know I'm a healer. That's my main gig. I'm a psychotherapist, alternative healer, spiritual teacher. And at night, I work on music. But in everything I do, I want to help people heal and grow and beautify the world with music. And I used to play sax as my main instrument. And I was recently planning to buy a sax and get back into sax playing because I had stopped. That's a long story. Maybe another time, or a short version now. I stopped after my first album because I would always perform on the sax and not get any writing done. I could just take it with me anywhere, going out to dinner. Some friends would be playing and they would say, "Did you bring your horn?" I would say, "Yes." So we would play. And then by the time I got home, I didn't have any writing done. So when I decided to become a dedicated singer-songwriter, I made the sacrifice of selling my horns and flutes and picking up some guitars and keyboards and writing songs. And now I've written over 300 songs, and I'm really happy about it. But I'm starting to feel like maybe I could balance playing a little sax again. So I was looking at saxes. I was researching Selmer Mark 6s because those are the ones that I really like. And so over about a 3-week period, I was like looking for all the available Selmer Mark 6 altos, because for me, the alto was like my like the main horn that I like to play. Like that, I can't think of the right word for that right now. It's like the one for all purposes, and for me, like the soprano and the tenor were more specialty instruments. So I was going to start by getting back into the alto. But when I started doing that, I started putting myself like mentally and emotionally and spiritually back into being a sax player. And when I played sax, I mostly played jazz and blues, and I always thought that way when I was playing sax, regardless of the genre I was playing in, with all the patterns, and I thought jazz mostly. And so when I was in the process of researching these horns, I started getting song ideas, but guess what? They weren't in the same like genre or in the same ballpark even anymore. All of a sudden I started thinking songwriting in the jazz structure that I used to play sax in. And I wasn't trying to. It just happened because in my thought process, in my spiritual, in my conscious awareness, I was thinking and feeling and vibing on sax. And so during that time, I wrote this song. And so the structure of this song is a jazz structure that I've never written a song in before. And then during that same time, I was just listening to a lot of different pop things, like John Legend, and that one stuck so I was, coming up with these jazz chordal progressions and listening to pop artists like John Legend. There was a song by him that stuck. It's called "You Move, I Move." I love that song. And in that song, there's like, it's an interesting combination because you don't really think so much about what goes into the making of a song sometimes, even as an artist. But in that song, there's some like weird synth stuff that just really sticks with you. And there's some like lo-fi percussion that you wouldn't even notice unless you were like tuning into it. And then there's like all the passion and the focus in the lyrics, but it has this nice like pop vibe coming from the instruments that were chosen. So I started writing this song on guitar, and I got everything written pretty fast. It just like flowed, and I mean, even like just the 2-bar intro, for those of you who know music, like the initial chords are like a B minor suspended 4 and a F major 13 sharp 11, then an A7, and then a D minor 7 sharp 11 back to an A7, and that's just the first 2 bars, and I don't usually write like that. And so and then when I added the color, I had the engineer in the studio help me research the synth sounds until I found one that was as close to that John Legend sound as I could find, and then matched up like a lo-fi percussion sound that I could do the same kind of thing with. And then I had the lyrics, and they were kind of the story of my life spiritually. Like the next song I'm going to release after this one, it's called Living the Dream. And that kind of tells my story more as like this human guy, you know, how I grew up and when I went to college. It's just almost like a musical autobiography. But this one, I believe, is like my spiritual mission and purpose in life. So, and it was just all evolving almost in a way where it was almost out of my hands. It was kind of coming to me, but it was coming from this place of thinking and feeling and having my consciousness back into sax playing. So it was just kind of trippy like that. It was, I don't quite know how else to describe it. It was magical. So I had that jazz structure just kind of evolve naturally. And then the pop vibe came from me just loving that John Legend song and wanting to find a way to incorporate those elements into the track. And then the lyrics just all came to me from a spiritual source. And so, and for me, I mean, I live my life, again, to help people heal and grow and to beautify the world with music. And so for me, this song does all of the above. It helps, you know, capture my mission and purpose as a healer. And it helps, hopefully, beautify the world with music. And then through the music video, it brings the lyrics to life as I intended them, in terms of when it starts talking about, I believe all life is sacred, the way that's depicted. I believe that dreams come true, the way that's depicted. You know, I believe in love and I believe in you, the way that's depicted. So, and there are 4 occurrences of the chorus in the song, and, you know, each of them represents those lyric elements. And then adding the children's choir was something that just magically occurred also. I had a friend who, during the holidays, the 2024 Christmas holidays, sent me some videos of a children's choir doing Christmas songs, and her son was one of the people doing it. And so when I heard that, I thought, damn, that would sound really good in this song, having a children's choir. I had never done that before. So I started like looking into it, and that all just organically fell into place too. So that's the Norris Children's Choir, and this is the first time that they've ever performed, and that happened magically too. 2 different elementary school music programs helped me create this children's choir, and So we have Rebecca Jade, who I love collaborating with, Lady Rebecca Jade. And she is in my opinion, one of the most talented singers that is out there right now, especially in jazz and R&B. And in this children's choir, and then this jazz structure and this kind of pop vibe. It's kind of been identified as like a chill pop vibe because it's such a mellow song. And so that is where the song, I believe, came from. At this point, it's scheduled to be released on March 28th, but I released the music video a couple weeks earlier just to get some momentum going for the track. I hope you enjoy it. That is the story behind the song. Stay tuned.